Up next on the Elevated Podcast.
I'm talking to those of us who are in business or ministry that you have tried all the stuff.
Does this sound like the type of success you want in your life? Give it a try. If your way is working for you, then hold on to it. If it's not, just loosen your grip a bit for me. Just ask, what if?
I'm talking about you tried YouTube University, you've tried all the guru books, you've prayed, you've fasted, you have hard work, but you feel as though
most people are like, I can't accept this is happening to me. You don't understand, Christian. This shouldn't be happening to me. Until you accept something is in front of you, you can't get past it.
There's something that those who are successful aren't telling it all.
I'm gonna give you guys actionable, real life steps to take. And all you gotta do is start taking. There are ways to enjoy this journey. If you do that, you've got the secret to all kinds of success.
What's good, Elevation Nation? And welcome to the Elevated Podcast, where we empower emerging leaders who are going after their inner tugging, their passion, their mission, their call in life through personal development. I'm your host, Christian Johnson. Now let's go. We're going to have a conversation today about success secrets. Say it, success secrets. And I have a very, very special guest who is more than qualified to share with us some personal insights that's going to help us truly thrive in life, in business, and in ministry. Listen, he is a serial entrepreneur, founder, listen to y'all, listen carefully to me, of multiple 8- and 9-figure businesses. We're not playing on this podcast, y'all. Listen, he's grew his supplement company from startup to 170 million. Did y'all hear what I said? And has helped clients worldwide lose over 3 million pounds. He has impacted the lives of over 10 million people. And his name, y'all, is now in the Guinness Book record. Listen, he's an amazing father, a husband, a mentor, and he is the author of the book, Play a Bigger Game. We're talking about 7 universal principles to experience real fulfillment and win in life. And most importantly, he's a child of the King, y'all. So like I said, none other, listen, Elevation Nation, help me welcome Mr. Markus Kaulius to the Elevated Podcast. How are you doing, sir?
Wow. For sure, my favorite introduction ever. Wow. I am so pumped up, and I don't know how anybody listening is not pumped right now. We are going to blow the roof off today. Let's go.
Absolutely, man. I love it, man. Thank you for taking your time out, but I really want to get to it because I honor your time and Elevation Nation as well. You have so much inside of you. This is a recent relationship where we've just started this relationship, but man, I just honor you. I salute who you are and everything that you stand for. But the first thing I ask all of our guests is, what is your it? Your inner tugging. For those of us who are just watching or listening to us for the first time, when I speak about your it, there's a passage in Matthew 14 that has Peter, who is compelled to be out there on what seems to be impossible, the water. And Jesus is there and he has a tugging saying, look, if that's you, bid me to come. Jesus doesn't give a whole lot of words except for come. And I love that. But there's a compelling inside of every single one of us that, even though it may be a storm, so to speak, you feel like I still need to go for it. It can change. It doesn't have to be perfect or set right in stone. It can be a current situation, a current focus, a current mission, a current tugging that you feel like no matter what the situation is, I need to move forward. So Markus, we need to know, what is your it in this season?
Christian, this is so insane. And of course, this is God's beautiful way. That verse is my verse. And he's shown me the most beautiful images just in the last 3 weeks of exactly this verse and how this leads my life.
Talk
For
to us.
so many years, I've been out there on the water. He called me out. I've been walking on water. And when people talk about my resume and they see the things I've done, I always giggle because I'm like, I think it's hilarious. Like, I know I was there for it. I watched it happen, but I take zero credit. I'm on water. I'm not putting myself on water. This isn't,
Yeah.
well, Markus is so amazing. He can walk on water. I can't walk on water. I know I am walking on water.
Yeah.
Because he called me out. And he showed me this beautiful vision where I'm out here on the water and I take a look around and I can't see the boat anymore. I've been out for so long. The boat's long gone. There is no going back. Not that I'd ever want to go back.
Yeah.
But for me to ever think like, maybe I should take a step on dry land, or maybe I should take a step back in the boat, it's not an option. And nor would I want to. And, before anybody goes, oh, his life is so perfect, I still look around and go, oh my goodness, look at these waves coming. And I start to sink. And he has just reminded me over and over, especially in the last 3 weeks, right here, just come back to me. Come back. Just focus on me. And he lifts me back out and I start walking again. He wants us to live a much more simple life than we're all trying to live. Just
Powerful.
Look at him.
I love it. I love it.
So my inner tugging,
Yep.
It's just to do what he wants me to do, what he's put me here to do. He's given me very specific gifts. He's given me very specific talents. My job is to use these 5 talents for him, for his glory. So when he comes back, he sees that I've been using all 5 and he goes, you have been a good son. Here are 5 more.
Yeah. Well, that's powerful. I love that. That's really good. And I won't get so much into the area of that passage, because I would start preaching, you could start preaching, and then we can totally be off the area. We got to give these people some secrets. But I will give you this. By one of the young men that I mentor actually dropped something on me, and you can take and use this, and free of charge. Okay. But I'm gonna give you this right now on Elevation Nation. This, he said that there are water walkers and land lovers.
Yeah.
And he said neither one are bad. They're great. But you just have to be wise with where you're going. If you are one, because there's other leaders that are in the boat, there are other disciples that are there. But if you're called to walk on water, you just got to be careful about getting land lover wisdom and insight. Not that it's wrong, but they're used to the land lover. And so the land lover is a lot of stability, and that's great and that's powerful. But the water walkers, listening to your resume, hearing what's going on, look, brother, I know you are a water walker for sure. And you probably have a whole army out there that's watching right now that are water walkers as well. So I salute you and your inner tugging. And so I want to ask you another thing is, how are you expressing like your it? So what things, I read a couple of things from your bio, but share with us currently how you're kind of expressing your it right now.
Oh, I love this. Thank you. And can I just say real quick, I'm so excited to be here. And I just want to let everybody know my goal of this podcast, this time together, is to give you guys actionable steps. We're in such a consumeristic society. We consume, and we go, oh, that sounds really good. Oh, that could change my life. But then we do nothing with it, and nothing in our life changes. So I just want you to know, I'm going to give you guys actionable, real life steps to take. Okay. And all you got to do is start taking them and start committing to them and make some changes in your life, and it's going to be amazing. Cool. So how I follow my it is to wake up every morning and ask him, what should I be doing today? Who should I be impacting? And where he's called me to is to help other young or youthful entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, people who want to play a bigger game in life, to move further on their path faster. I love when people get to learn from all the mistakes I've made, because there's been so many, and you can take what I've learned in the last 30 years and have the same success as I have had, but you can do it in 4 years. That excites me so much. And that is my definition of success.
I love it. I love that, man. I think that's super powerful. And thank you for that, because yes, we have the spiritual application, but even also the practical application that you're sharing as well. And I'm excited about that, even because of the book that you have as well and principles that you have. So I think we're really in a line where we're talking about the area of success secrets, talking about, those principles and things that we're desiring and we want to move forward within. So I do want to ask you, we hear a lot on social media. You're very successful and we can get a lot of insight and wisdom, but I want to know, what do you feel like? Give me your number one success secret. I know it's a lot, but if you can give me one right now, give me what a top one right now for our listeners saying, look, I want to be successful, business, ministry, life. What would you say that would be?
I think the easiest one, and it's the most valuable one that everybody needs to practice, is to have a dynamite, rock solid morning routine. By putting together a morning routine that you do not deviate from, right from the get-go, you've already conquered the day. It's so important for us to conquer the day every single day. Those are the wins that you'll stack up. It'll boost your confidence. It'll help you recognize yourself as a person of integrity. See, I wake up in the morning, and the very first thing that most people do, that many people do, and I have so much mercy for you, but I'm going to tell you why you need to change this, is you hit the snooze button. That's the snooze button. There is the first opportunity for you to say, my yes means yes, my no means no, and I'm a man of integrity. And you went, nope, I'm not a man of integrity.
I didn't know you were going to talk about me. You're going to talk about me right now. Okay.
Oh, no. Hey, listen, again, I'm not calling you out, but now that you've heard it, you're not going to be able to unhear this.
Yes, sir.
All the rest of the day, your brain remembers, hey, your yes doesn't really mean yes. It's up for negotiation. That's not where you want to be. You want to wake up and go, I said I would wake up at this time. I woke up at this time. And it doesn't end there. I said I would have this for breakfast. I ate this for breakfast. If you're going to get your morning workout in, you get your morning workout in. One of the most important things you can do for your morning routine is this. Do not look at that for the first minimum 30 minutes.
Marcus!
Don't you pick up that phone. If you pick up that phone, you are accepting someone else is going to make your schedule for you today. There are only fires on that phone. By not taking part in it when you're not ready yet, you aren't ready yet. You just woke up. Give yourself some time. Go conquer the things you said you would conquer. You get your good morning breakfast. You have some prayer time. You have some time with God. You probably get some exercise, which would be amazing. Now you're ready. You've got some wins under your belt. Now I'm going to take a peek at my emails. If I have to look at social media, I'll take a look at social media, but not until I've already conquered those things. Now my day is on my terms.
Wow. That's so good and so practical. You're starting at in the beginning.
That's right.
And so, wow. So you're telling me that, all right, I got to get up. I have to have a morning routine, and I don't need to check my cell phone as the first means.
Yeah.
And that's simple. Well, and okay, I hear you, but why?
Yeah. Great question. I love it. Let's peel back the layer. First, there is nothing that's going to turn into good from you checking it that early. At best, it's neutral. At best. I got no emails where there were fires. What's more likely? What's more common? Fires to put out. Something screwed up. I got to do this right away. Someone else is dictating how your day is going to go. You got no wins under your belt, and now you're just, I feel like I'm behind the ball. That's not a good place to start your day. Now, by doing it my way, I just gave you 3. If you did those 3 things, don't hit the snooze button, have a clean breakfast, get some prayers, and you know what? I'll leave the exercise off for now. Just these 3. You do
we
these.
We can take it.
Hey, if you do the 4, you're 4 steps ahead. But you do those 3. All day long, you can reflect back and go, I did those killer 3 things this morning. I am a hero. I am someone who does what they say they're going to do. You can do that all day long. That builds your confidence. That gives you momentum. So now when you're doing your emails, now when you're in your state, we're playing my game. This isn't a fire. I'm ready for this. I've got my fire extinguisher in hand. It's all good. And I'm going to stay calm as I go through my emails. I'm going to look through social media from a place of confidence that I did me today. I built myself up today. I'm better today than I was yesterday. That is the kind of growth strategy that makes champions.
Wow. You know, honestly, like it really makes sense. Elevation Nation, they all know, myself as well as Lanisha are very transparent about, we believe in coaching, counseling, therapy, all those things. And one of our family therapists was sharing with Lanisha and I the importance of meditation.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm not just talking about the area of, far as we would say, even scripturally, just meditating on the word. I mean, sitting with self, deep
Yes.
breathing, like full-fledged, like meditating, and really put you in the area of oneness and looking within. And I think that can be even coupled, even with what you're talking about, because it's like, okay, I have that morning routine. Well, let me get some deep breaths. Let me show gratitude. Let me be at that point in place to say, God, like I'm grateful for who you are, not just the area of future. And I love it because meditation really helps you to focus on the present, right? God is a very present help. And so in that area of present, that's what we have now, the present. So a lot of times we just are thinking about, oh man, let me get up. And sometimes I'm guilty, Marcus. Like, I'm like, oh man, like you're right. I done hit the snooze and I got to rush because I had a little bit extra sleep. I have tremendous flexibility, and sometimes that hinders me, that the flexibility that I do have, because I don't have to punch a clock to be like, I have to be at this particular place at this time. I can move things around. But that meditation, that being present in his presence. There it goes. I thought the preacher wasn't going to come out, but he came out, Marcus.
Testify.
Listen, being present with his presence, that part there. And that's what I'm hearing you say. And there's also something else that I'm hearing you say that I'm wondering if you would agree. Well, I've been looking at the area of the book, so there, I know you would agree to a degree, but the area of consistency, because you're not just talking about doing something once. You mean like morning routine, like every day, or like every other? What are we talking about?
Well, hey, here's the beautiful part. Number one, of course, consistency is everything. Let me say that again, everybody. Consistency is everything.
Okay.
But what's beautiful about this morning routine is you get to decide. So maybe this is your weekday morning routine and you get the weekends off. That's great. That's fine. No one's telling you. There's no one making up rules. I'm not saying, no, it's 7 days or it's no days. No. But 5 days a week, if you can conquer your weekday mornings like that, you are going to radically change your life. But there's one thing that you said that I want to highlight and I love.
Please.
I didn't say it before because it's a little bit next level, but I know there's a lot of next level people on this podcast listening. So let's go. One of my key pieces of my morning routine, within 6 minutes, I'm actually on my treadmill. 6 minutes of waking up, I'm on the treadmill already moving. So I'm getting my exercise, I'm getting my blood flow. The first thing that I do on the treadmill, I'm in prayer and specifically in gratitude. But here's the greatest thing about this gratitude, and this is this next level gratitude stuff. Not only am I sitting there going, God, I am so grateful for all these amazing things in my life. Bang, 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 bang. But since I do this every single day, I don't want to be a repetitive Nancy here. So I need to think of new things every day. So guess how I walk around life? What can I be grateful for? What can I be grateful for? Isn't that a wonderful way to go through life? Yeah. If you are actually going around going, how do I be more grateful? How do I be more grateful? You become more grateful and you see the greatness in everyone around you. It's a beautiful transformation.
Now, let me jump on the opposite side of this because, all right, we have some people watching and listening, and like, that's great. That sounds good. But Marcus, it's been hard for him. Like, let's just be real. Like, it's been rough. It sounds great. They're saying, look, Marcus, I can't even get $100,000 in my business, and yet let alone 170 million. And I just don't feel like I'm doing a lot of the right stuff. I'm moving around. I'm doing the movement. But here we go, because I know how fitness ties to your life and to your mission. But sometimes you can be on what I'll say, you feel like you're on a treadmill where you're doing a lot of the movement, but you're not really going anywhere, right? Yeah. So how would you encourage somebody at that place who's saying, no, I hear what you guys are saying. It sounds good. I want to get there. But man, this movement that I'm doing, I feel like I'm not going anywhere. How would gratitude and this morning routine kind of help me to get to that next level?
Oh, this is such a beautiful question. And this is such practical wisdom right now. So I love this. Thank you. Number one, I'm going to say this. If you are on a path that you are getting everything you want out of life, and it is serving you the way you're thinking, you have nothing to change. I have nothing to offer you. You're doing great. Stay on your path. Way to go. And I'd love to learn some things from you. If that's not you, if that's not your answer, all I'm going to try and do right now is to loosen up your story. You have a story. You have something going on that's like, well, Marcus, no, you don't understand me. Hey, I don't need to understand exactly what you're going through. All I need to know is that you're going through something challenging. And guess what? I go through challenging things every single day. I just look at them very differently. Challenges are my opportunity to grow. And the more, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. You want to take a pause on that one?
Goodness gracious. Listen, that's a mic drop. We do mic drop moments. Look, I love this so much. I haven't even said that. Like, when you hear and see something that's good, put in the comment section what's being said, because it's going to fill us up. So yes, keep dropping those mic drops, man. Go ahead.
Well, let's stay on that for 2 seconds. I'm just going to go in a quick tangent to say this. Think about going through grade school. If you want to get to grade 5, you got to go through the grade 4 tests. If you can't pass the grade 4 tests, you got to stay in grade 4. So if you have a challenge in front of you in life, isn't that the opportunity to get to the next level? But if you just look at it like, this huge wall is in front of me, I can't go past it, then you're right, and you will stay in grade 4. If you look at it like I look at it, which is awesome, another challenge. I'm not saying I'm smiling through the whole thing, but I'm telling you, I look at it and go, I can beat this. I will figure out a way to beat this. My old way is apparently not working. I'm going to get through this wall because I want to get to grade 5. And then after grade 5, I'm going to go to grade 6. And I expect the challenges are going to get harder. I accept that, and I expect that. If you have that attitude, guess how much easier it is to get through those challenges. At the very least, you have some peace about it, because there's a problem with acceptance. Most people are like, I can't accept this is happening to me. You don't understand, Christian. This shouldn't be happening to me. There's no acceptance there. Until you accept something is in front of you, you can't get past it.
There it goes again.
You have to accept it if you're going to get past it. And just for clarity, accepting something doesn't mean you have to agree with it. You might have gone through something terribly hard in your life, trauma, abuse. I'm not saying you have to go thumbs up. I'm so happy I was abused. No. But if you can accept that it happened, now you can get through it. And one of the things from my trauma that I can tell you so confidently, because of that trauma, I'm the man I am today. I have the strength I have today, and I know I'm most best equipped to help the other people going through the same traumas who might not do as well as I did. But they can see me getting through it, got through it, and they can say, if he can do it, so can I.
Marcus, you opened the door. Okay, so I'm gonna walk through it. Okay,
let's go.
You said trauma.
Yeah, buddy.
What were you talking about? What kind of trauma have you gone through?
I'd love to share my trauma. And I say that quite genuinely because I absolutely own my backstory. And I think it's really important for people to one day, hopefully, get to a place where they can own it and recognize that this is not a weight I have to carry every single day. It was my rocket fuel to become something so special. When the divorce happened when I was 7, my father was already not really there, but now he was gone. He was out of my life. And because my mom had to go to school full-time and work full-time, I lost both of my parents on that day.
Wow.
That messed me up bad. I'm a 7-year-old who had a roommate that I called mom, and I had to make my own food. I had to learn all these things. I'm not sad about that. Are you freaking kidding me? That's the strength that I built over those years. I had the opportunity to grow at a rate that nobody gets.
Yeah.
And it's because of that I could become the man I am. Now, the fact that I didn't have a father in my life screwed me up for so many years. That was my excuse for everything. If I wasn't treating women right, I didn't have a dad. If I wasn't doing well in sports, I didn't have a dad. I was the victim, and I got nowhere. You get nowhere being the victim.
Yeah.
Everything changed when I realized I had the choice. I had the choice of who I wanted to be, and I chose to be somebody much greater. I chose to look at these things as positive. Let me be clear here. Again, you're going, hey, I had abuse, I had trauma, I had this. How is that a good thing? Again, you don't have to agree with it, and it'll take time. This was a long journey for me. But if you can look at anything that's happened to you and say, okay, if this was a good thing, what good came out of it? And I can promise you, if you look hard enough, maybe it made you for me, I'll speak for myself. It made me the husband that I am today. I am obsessed with my wife. I don't ever want to look at another female. I love my wife, and we've been together over 20 years. I'm
Awesome.
obsessed with my 2 little daughters. I'm there for them 24/7. I want to be the best father on the planet, not because I'm trying to compare myself to others. It's because of my upbringing. I want something so much better for them. Those 2 things alone, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
now will I trade it in? If I could say, okay, God says you can have a great father all the way back to when you were 7. You can have great parents, but you don't get to have that wife or those kids. You know what my answer is? I'm good. I'm good. I'm real good. Don't change a thing.
Yeah. Listen, and I want to jump on this because I just feel like a shift real quick. So it's not even about the program. It's about what I feel like a leading of God pertaining to like right now where you're just really, really hitting hard, Marcus. And that's, I think last week, I preached a sermon called The Struggle is Over. And you're hitting on this moment there because where I came from was James chapter 1, where it says, count it all joy. And I didn't understand that. Like, how can you count it all joy when you're going through this various trials, so forth? But you're saying the same thing. I think it's the perspective of the things that are going on. And if you sit with self and you start from the joy from within, realizing that you have God within that co-operates.
Yes.
So I say, when you move, I move, just like that. It's like, so that's an area where that joy comes from within. So no matter what the external situation and things are, like, yes, I know I too had lost my biological father at a young age. And so looking at that situation, there's a lot of things that I went through for that. I've talked about my testimony as well, but looking at those things, it hit my heart and mind to realize that we do have the choice to be the victim or be victorious in these situations. And it's not that the situation per se may change. It may or may not, but to count it all joy is to be able to look at that thing and say, okay, I know God specializes in redos. And the fact that he'll allow us to have that opportunity again and again, and we can complain and be like, oh, well, why am I stuck here? As opposed to, man, I learned this lesson this particular time. Now that I got to redo, now I can get back in the game and I can do this better. And I'm wondering how much, if we view it that way, when we talk to this about the secret of success, I think we have to count it our joy in those situations because they built, the scripture talks about the endurance. So Marcus can have the endurance because of what he's gone through. And because you have that mindset to be like, no, I'm going to win at life. Now I know how to play the bigger game because of what I've gone through. Yes. And so that's that part where I think we do have to celebrate it and smile and say, yes, that stung. Muscle is built, from my understanding, you would know more so than me, muscle is built through some pain.
Yes. Oh, you are spot on. And I want to highlight this. I think we're on such a great point right now. And I know so many people are still struggling to let go and go, that works for you. That's fine, but not for me. I just want to tell you right now, I have lived both ways. The way of poor me, I am the victim. You wouldn't understand what I'm going through. I got nothing out of that life. I had nothing to show for it. I was sad. I was depressed. I was anxious. Nothing to show for it. As soon as I turned this corner and said, what if? Just please ask the question, what if he's right? Is there anything good I can find in that badness, in that evil, in that sadness, in what seems so wrong? If you can find your way to this path, this is where success is. And I'm not just talking about finances. That can be part of it. But right. I'm talking about joy. I'm talking about fulfillment. I'm talking about better relationships. I'm talking about less pain. I'm talking about sleeping better at night, digesting food better, not going to the hospital as much. Does this sound like the type of success you want in your life?
Preach, Marcus.
Give it a try. If your way is working for you, then hold on to it. If it's not, just loosen your grip a bit for me. Just ask, what if?
Yeah. What if? Let's go there, man. So we keep talking about the person who was there and they're like, okay, I really want this. And I can feel that. Like, I really want to, Marcus, like, I want to be at that place. I want to do that. Yeah. Like, give me some practical steps, like how to let go or how to shift that mindset. Like, we're saying it, but when it comes down to doing it, like, how would I do that? Like, if I did go through all these things, like, now you just want me to be positive. Now you just want, like, take me through a little bit of how you got to that point.
I love it. I'm going to give you my number one piece of advice.
Yes.
Here it is. Pray for whoever hurt you. It's a tough one.
Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and make a financial commitment to support us on Patreon. The link is in the description. Ooh.
But you got to pray earnestly. You're talking to our Creator. He already knows what's in your heart. He already knows what's in your mind. You can't go, God, please help them, but also I'll help them to die right now. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, friends. I pray earnestly for people who hurt me. And here's what's so wild and miraculous. You have to do it consistently. I do it every single day. And what happens is, as I pour out these prayers, they begin to be more and more real. And I put more and more love behind. Do you know how hard it is to have hate in your life when you're praying for someone earnestly every day? And I pray that they find so much love and so much compassion and so much mercy and so much happiness in life. Do you know it's a wild side effect if they happen to get all those things? If they get to experience God, they're going to feel what they did to you. Yeah. And I'm not doing it for that reason. There is no ulterior motive other than for me. That lack of forgiveness for the person who hurt you, the situation that hurt you, you're drinking poison every day and hoping that they die.
Ooh.
It's not going to happen. So go ahead and drink in the forgiveness. Pray. I love this. Lord, please bless them with love. Bless them. Help them to find so much happiness, so much joy in their life. You pray that every day. Shocker, it's not long. It might be a week. It might be a month. It might be less than 6 months where you all of a sudden start going, that doesn't hurt as much. And what's crazy is I actually really do wish them well.
Wow.
It's because of this prayer that I love my father so much. I'm so grateful for my father playing the role in my life that he did. Because he wasn't there, I have so many giftings. I am the father I am today because of him. How can I not be grateful for that? How can I not be thanking God for that man? The husband I am today, the businessman I am today. He gets credit for it.
Yeah.
Not, but also screw him. No, not even 1% of me. I want him to feel so much love and joy. And I have so much mercy for him not experiencing what a cool guy I would have been to be in his life. What a cool kid I would have been. I know you read this in my book. I would have been his number one cheerleader. I would have loved for my father to take credit for all of my accolades. And you know what? Dad, you still can. Enjoy it. I'm a Kaulius. I'm a son of Eugene. And I'm so grateful for Eugene Kaulius.
Wow. Wow. I love it. Look, I just want to release you, man, to go ahead and flow for a little bit. I think maybe some things have been on your heart and your mind. Maybe God's been speaking to you about even pertaining to this subject. And so just some things from your heart, some practical, some spiritual, whatever it is, a flow to really help us in that area of dealing with those success secrets. We already been having a great conversation, but just want to just see what is brewing really in your heart and in your mind at this time.
Oh, I thank you so much for this. And I haven't got to share this with anybody publicly yet. But God showed me, he spoke to me 3 weeks ago. I was in Jamaica, and beautiful. This is incredible.
I can come next time. We'll just pick us up along the way. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Y'all heard that, y'all. Okay. Y'all seen that.
So I'm having like the perfect day. It was perfect. I got my workouts in. It's sunny. I'm outside with my kids and my wife, and we're having just a wonderful family day. We're playing a game together. And now I'm at the spa. I'm in the hot and cold tub, which is like my favorite things to do. And I'm sitting there, and God goes, you know this gratitude you have right now? Because I was like, God, like this is ridiculous. This is so insane how good this is. He was like, see this gratitude? What if all your gratitude looked more like this? What if we didn't just use words? What if we weren't just like, hey, Christian, I'm so thankful for to be here. Hey, God, thank you for this food. Thank you. What if we were like, Christian, thank you for having me here. I am so grateful to spend this time with you and to have this audience who I know is listening right now and going, wow, these two guys, what a connection they have. I'm so grateful to be here at this very moment. Thank you. Do you see that would change your life?
Wow.
Imagine.
Wow. Look, I know I asked about the secret, right, of success, and we've talked, but something I'm hearing crystal clear that we can't get away from. Look, I've asked a number of questions. It's the theme that's going on, but it's the gratitude, Marcus.
Yeah.
Like, how many times we've dealt with disappointment. I say it dis-ease or dis-ease, because it's that area where you sometimes have physical situations or it's the things that's just not causing ease. And that's where the anxiety and all those things, and we allow those things to distract us from our intentions, our call, our purpose. But if we get up, like you're saying, and start that day, that morning, with self, with God, from the area of the routine, like gratitude is pertaining to that, right? Okay, I had something rough. Okay, let me look through it through the lenses of gratitude and let me see, man, I'm grateful that I learned this. And yes, this was rough, but I'm grateful that I had the opportunity. Yes, this person left me. Yes, this situation happened, but this is what became of it. No, I didn't have dad there, but now look, you're talking about you are the man that you are because of that. Look, I have 3 sons, 3 kings, twins that are 14 and a 9-year-old. And it's very similar pertaining to, is with the exception that my biological father actually passed away. But it just hit me in a different way. Like, I can choose gratitude. I could have sit there and be like, you know what? I don't. And I did say that to God. God, you gave me 3 boys. What are we doing here? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. How can I be an awesome father? How can I do this? So forth and so on. But it's the perspective and the gratitude.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering how much, maybe you probably have sat with this, but how much has gratitude played a role in doors opening and the level of success that you've been able to have?
It played the biggest role. I talk about gratitude all the time because it is an absolute secret to success. And I know right now so many people are listening going, it's not that easy. It's not, this whole perspective thing, this whole mindset stuff, I don't buy into it. Again, I just go, are your results the results you want? If they're not, why not try it this way? There's a few people in this world speaking the way I speak. There's quite a few. And what you're going to notice about a lot of them, maybe all of them, they have lives that are like really good. I don't know a better way to say it. And I say that with no ego. I freaking love my life. There's so much amazing thing going on in my life. I find so much joy in my life. And it's, that's easy for you to say. No, the joy came before all the success. Yeah.
The joy came before all this success. Marcus, do you know what you just said? I can't go. Look, I want to close this thing out, but we got to go there, because one would think, right, with all the success that we've mentioned, oh man, of course Marcus can sit there and he can smile and he can. No, you mean to tell me that the joy can't? How? What?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so glad we're going here, Christian. If you think the opposite is true, like once I get there, I'll find the joy. Let me tell you right now, that has never once worked in the history of humanity. Woo! Never once. All day, I work with people who have achieved crazy stuff. I got 20 million. I got $100 million in the bank, but I'm unhappy because we were all sold this idea that once I get to here, everything will be good. The opposite is true. That has never once happened. What happens is you've got a wallet full of money and a house full of strangers. I'll give everyone a minute on that one.
You talking good. You talking good, Marcus. Wow.
You have to find the joy in the journey. You have to find it right now wherever you are. It's the same as saving money. I don't care how little you make. If you are not carving out a little bit of money for savings, you will never carve out any money, no matter how many millions you have. This is a fact. The facts back it up every time, because you get a little bit more money, you're going to spend a little bit more. You get a lot more money, you're going to spend a lot more. In fact, my guess is you'll be worse off with more money.
Wow.
I was making nothing. I was making less than $8,000 a year. And praise God, because of how bad my upbringing was, I was probably saving about $500 out of that 8,000. You can't live on $8,000. And I had a lot of expenses. You find a way. You carve it out. Because that way, when you make 80 grand, you've got more money in the savings. When you make 800 grand, you'll have more money in the savings. It's the exact same with joy. You need to find it. There are answers. There are ways to enjoy this journey, enjoy this life. If you do that, you've got the secret to all kinds of success. Success will be magnetized, thrown at you every direction. People will be drawn to you. This is what happens because you will have the secret that everybody else wants.
Yeah.
So find it, look for it. It's there. It's there for everybody. I am not special. I am not the one. I am not the secret guy who had all the secrets. I had to search them out. I had to develop discipline. I had to develop the habits. I had to rely on my God. I had to speak gratitude every day. I had to put these things into place so I could become the man I wanted to be, who he wanted me to be. The inner tugging said, you go this way. And every day I went that way. And because of that, I got this.
I love it. I love it. Look, I could talk to you all day, sir. And I kind of want to lead and want more, so we can continue to go from that area and see what happens. But I want you to take some time to talk. I know you have a book that's out. And so please, let us know about this book. Let us know how we can find it, all those things, because I listen, Elevation Nation, you're listening, you're hearing, and I'm trying to be sensitive to bring people who have fruit on their tree, that have not just, I love the degrees, and they'll come and you'll see those as well, but fruit on their trees, who live what they're talking about, and have that t-shirt and also the book to go ahead and prove it. So please talk to us about this book.
Thank you so much. Play a Bigger Game. It is all of my secrets, all of my mindset tools, everything I used to become the man I am today, to find this joy in the journey. And what I love about this book, and I say that, number one, you need to know, I didn't write this book. God wrote this book. He wrote every word through me. I would read some of these words and I'm like, what? Who wrote this? This is amazing. And I say that with no ego, because I'm telling you, I didn't write it. God wrote that book. I give constant challenges. So you read a bit, you consume this, and I tell you to put it to work immediately. Here's what you need to try. You can't just consume a book and expect it to change your life. It won't. All the consumption in the world won't change anything. You could read every book known to man. If you don't put it into action, nothing in your life will change. In fact, I'll argue your life will get worse, because now you know what you should be doing and you're not. So these challenges, I put them out there to change your life. I know if you read this book and you do my challenges, your life will radically change overnight. No, your bank account will not be filled with millions overnight. But by tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up with a little bit more optimism, a little bit more focus, a little more clarity on who you should be, what you should be doing. And now you've got the confidence that you're the person that takes action. And then you take that action and you build on it. You celebrate that. So I'm so excited to give that to the world. And you can pick it up everywhere that books are sold. But if you go to playabiggergame.com/book, there's a bunch of opportunities for bonuses. I just want to give people lots of extra bonuses, lots of extra value for being part of my life. And I'm so grateful to be part of your life. And if you would like to spend some extra time with me, you want to plug into some energy, you want to have somebody cheering you on, just being in your corner, loving on you, playbiggergame.com is my community. And we've got a group of people who just love each other and are lifting each other up, keeping each other accountable in a loving and respectful way. And we've got some big thinkers. If you want to play a bigger game in life, you want to think bigger, you need to start surrounding yourself with bigger thinkers.
Wow, that's so good. That's so good. Everybody, go in, and we have the website and everything else that's right here, and also check in the comments and everything else pertaining to that, because this is something that I believe is going to help change our perspective, the mindset, and that we'll be able to carry out with us. And you'll go back to this episode, you'll go back to those pages, you'll go back and process. Look, I would even encourage you, man, once you get the book, to have a notebook there as well.
Yes.
You know, to go ahead and be able to allow, there's going to be certain times when you're reading and you're hearing and you're meditating, but then like God starts speaking. Right. Yeah. And then there's challenges and different things. So like matter of fact, Marcus, you got a notebook to go with that? You can get a notebook together with that. Look, we're going real time. Just put some things out there. A whole package we're going to get out there. No,
I love
it. So that we can really unfold and develop together. And so I'm grateful for that opportunity. Please follow Marcus, as well as everything that he's doing. God is just blessing him, that the things that he's touching is just turning into gold. And again, it's not just on a financial tip. It's the area of his integrity, his character, the principles that is shared in this book, Elevation Nation. Make sure that you get it. And not only do you just get it, but once you get blessed, don't keep it to yourself. Like, go ahead and get it for somebody else. Like, it's a perfect time to go ahead and do those things as well. So, man, I'm grateful for you, sir. And I want you to leave us with something from your heart and your mind that we can carry with us throughout the rest of the week. So whatever that you got within, just release us with something so we can help us elevate it throughout this rest of this week.
Oh, I love this. Hey, again, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the opportunity. Before I give you that last tip, I just want to give a gift to you. Everybody listening, Christian is such an amazing guy for doing what he does. Putting this time in, putting together these guests, bringing them on. He's investing in us. The very least we can do is go give him a 5-star review. It's a big deal. You might not think it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It'll take you 1 minute. Give a 5-star review. That way people are going to see it. More people are going to come and join this beautiful community. More people's lives are going to be changed. But here is my gift for everybody else. The fact that you are listening to this podcast means that you are in the 1% of 1% of 1% of humanity who is destined for something amazing. Don't let anyone take that away from you. I believe in you so much. I don't need to know who you are personally. I know who you are. You are destined for something so great. So don't let the world dim your light. You are meant to shine. You are meant to thrive. You are meant to grow. You are meant to change so many lives. And I know you will. Stay on this path. Grow every single day. Celebrate your wins. Allow me to celebrate with you. Come, tell me what you've been doing. I will cheerlead for you. I'll pray for you. I'll be cheering you on. But just know, I think so highly of you, and you will change the world.
Well, that's it, Elevation Nation. We're appreciative for this amazing episode. This is one episode. If I was you, I wouldn't just want you watch it once. I would watch this thing again and share it with somebody else. If you haven't already, subscribed to the YouTube channel, as well as the other areas that we are here. And Marcus, thank you for you, as well as your family, everything that you've done to allow yourself to be here for us. We're grateful for you. And Elevation Nation, we will see you next week. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and make a financial commitment to support us on Patreon. The link is in the description.